Hi guys, still a bit early for Fool of the Week, but perhaps we have two candidates in one clip here. First you have the truly idiotic statement from the Immigration Minister Robert Jenrick when he was responding to a question about how delays in the processing of asylum claims is causing mental health issues for those in the backlog. Then we had Brexiteer and all-round know-nothing John Redword, who suggested that the government ignore the law when it comes to implementing policy. Have a listen to this double bill.
And any others that are brought to my attention as I do. But I would say that the backlog is a symptom of the problem. The problem is that far too many people are crossing the channel illegally, and that is what this government is determined to tackle. The Honourable Lady and her colleagues opposite have voted against every tough measure that we have sought to take in recent years, and I hope that she will now get behind the measures that we're taking, the statement the Prime Minister made last week, and of course our world-leading Rwanda partnership, which the court today...
What the hell does that mean? World-leading Rwanda policy? Is this a bit like the world-beating policies that Boris Johnson was talking about when he was Prime Minister? World-leading, world-beating. Why do these slogans actually work on anyone? And notice also he talked about how the Labour Party didn't back their policies. But that doesn't make any difference. You have an 80-seat majority, more or less. You don't need the Labour Party to back your policies. The Labour Party are in opposition. That's their job, to oppose you, to try and hold you to account. I know it's almost impossible for them to do that, but that's their job. It's not to back up the government. And as I said, you have an 80-seat majority for over the last 2.5 years, and the Tories have been in power since 2010. Almost 12 years now. How can they say that the system is broken? How can they say that now it needs to be fixed? Yeah, the people who have been in charge for 12 years are the ones who are going to fix it. Really? Okay, let's continue.
Gave its agreement to.
Sir John Redword.
Will the government introduce urgent legislation to strengthen control of our borders, and can that include a notwithstanding clause to guide the courts against using other laws that undermine this fundamental principle of the Prime Minister's policy?
So now, this is very worrying because a notwithstanding clause would ignore the law, would be to instruct judges to ignore the law. This is very concerning. Now, this is normally only used in an extreme situation, an issue where there's some major crisis taking place and there isn't time to respect the law, where it's necessary for the government to ignore the law. And this is in a very, very limited circumstance, but not on an issue like this, where you're trying to stop people from claiming asylum in the United Kingdom. This is very dangerous language they're using here, trying to convince the government that they should instruct the courts to ignore the law. So when somebody makes a claim of asylum, it's rejected. They make an appeal to a court, to a judge. The judge is being instructed by the government to ignore that. So people's human rights are ignored here. I really hope this doesn't go through. Some other Tory MPs on the far right tried to push through something similar a few days ago, and it was rejected. It's possible that the Tories may try to use this as some sort of a distraction. Yeah, we're going to use whatever tools necessary. We're going to include ignoring the law when it comes to fighting this phantom menace that we have actually created and we have used over the last number of years to convince people to vote for us. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.